Hello, this is Bridget with Divine Essentials. Alright, Starseed Shaman podcast time. I think basically what I'm going to talk about is the thing that I have connected to the other day. Kind of just like, I don't know, my life is weird. I always see weird things. And because I'm weird, so they're like, let's target her with more weird. I'm like, okay, sure, thank you. So I found some weird shit. But I saw this like dude who did a seminar, and it's like neuroplastic type of, fix your fucking shit, basically. Subconscious reprogramming, get yourself together, stop fucking believing shit that ain't true. Heal, try, and then, the thing was basically the process of taking the things that are around us, like our emotions, because our emotions are what charge everything around us. Like, if we have something going on emotionally, like we are either going to be vibrationally high or vibrationally low, and it's easy to fall into a vibration and stay in them, and you have to try to not do that. But if you have a lot of fucked up shit that's happened in your brain, or you just live on this fucking planet, which seems to be detrimental to humans, I don't know if anybody else noticed that. It's like set up to fucking get you. I feel like it's there's good things, there's great things, and if you don't go through certain stuff and you're like treated well the whole time you're here, I'm sure, just you could probably like, hey, like we don't have to worry, man. We're all good and happy, and we communicate all the time healthily. We don't fight. We're not going to put you down. We're going to treat you good. That would probably result in people doing good, like not needing fucking to reprogram themselves halfway through their life when they figure out that there's a problem, because, when you're programmed to think whatever, the first 7 years of your life, you're basically a program, like you're a fucking little computer getting downloaded. They're fucking installing all your software, and everything that happens, however you fucking perceive it, which we have a brain that makes us perceive every fucking thing, not so good. Like, from fight or flight, especially if your surroundings is not a safe surrounding all the time, or it's not a predictable surrounding all the time. You could be on your toes, man. That's what makes me, what I've done is taken the gift of the evolution you go through as a person that grows up in a fucking home of chaos. But what I did was figured that out pretty fucking quick. That this isn't normal. Like a 12-year-old doesn't usually spit out of their mouth like, I'm never going to have kids because I don't want to do what was done to me. Like, I've read shit that I wrote when I was fucking a kid, and I'm like, wow, like it's profound to me now. And it's like things like, everybody is just like going to school to get prepared to go to work, and like I'm in a like that angsty fucking kid age where I'm not even really thinking about what I'm saying. Like I just got programmed. You just downloaded me a couple of years ago, and so far in this short time, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 years, I've deduced that I'm not having kids, and I don't want to fuck anybody else up, and that whatever you guys are doing is not probably normal. But you fall into it because it's a vibration, it's a frequency, and it's also what you know. So if you grow up, with a thing going on around you, you don't know that your life is different until you start comparing and contrasting. But unfortunately, when you're on a vibration, a lot of the people that come into your life are going to be mirrors. So you're going to see other people, a lot of the times, similar to you. Occasionally you might break out of there and be like, wow, this is a totally different place. I don't belong. Like, and you definitely don't belong even more than, like, normal. Because I never belonged wherever I was. And I know that's, like, a common thing among a lot of the people I find to be sensitive. Like, I talked to somebody last night, and it was literally like just like a service call. It was supposed to be like a 10-minute, like, you put your name into a thing and they call you back, and like we don't know each other. But as soon as I hear this guy's voice, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I don't know. It naturally happened. And we were on the phone for like 3 hours. He's in Arizona, and I was like, that makes so much sense. Like, after I found out, like, this time I had known about his mom being a Reiki master, and him seeing ghosts, him seeing UFOs, him traveling the world. Like, he was a signed musician at one time, but he got in a really bad car accident. His spine was hurt, and he couldn't drive or do anything for a while. And we were talking about how, like, when you, for some reason, I feel like the people like this that are on this frequency that I'm on, okay, and I know there's others of you out there, we're a weird bunch. We don't always talk. We're watchers. We're observers. We're not, like, actively usually doing things as much. And I feel like a lot of people who go through a lot of this stuff, like, there's still somewhere in there that they need to do some stuff to help, like, getting out from there. And it depends, because there's so many levels and there's so many layers of what can happen to people to cope with living, or to just endure life. And then a lot of the people who are usually, like, morally highly attuned and sensitive, because their body is always in fucking fight or flight, they release all these chemicals that are fucking killing them, because it's not healthy to be stressed out the way that we are pushed all the time to be stressed out. It's fucking, like, this planet has so much stuff going on it that people don't even see or realize or understand or know. And it's much more than what meets the eye. Like, you literally only see on one frequency level. If you tap in, and change your consciousness, that's like your radio dial. You can shift your consciousness. You can shift your life. You can program the fucking little matrix here to do things. And it fucking works. Like, my whole life, yeah, there was some fucked up shit going on, but I never let myself go to the place of, like, being, like, concerned that it wasn't gonna work out. Like, yeah, I might fucking stress the whole way down and, like, fight my fucking ass off, but I'm never gonna be, like, dead. You know what I mean? Like, if I have to do it, I'm gonna do it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna focus. Like, I just know I'm gonna do it. Something's gonna work out, whatever. And it always does. And it's usually, like, divine intervention, like, or it feels that way, because people come out of the woodworks and, like, things just happen. Shit manifests. But a lot of times I don't think people pay attention to that as much. We pay attention to the negativity or the lower frequencies. Men are, like, pushed to suppress everything. The only thing that's acceptable out of a man emotionally, where they don't feel, like, demasculated and all of that, is anger. And then they're like, oh, I wonder why everybody's getting beat up and, like, punched or whatever. It's like, you don't let them express themselves in any other way and push somebody till they break, then you're probably only going to get a couple of, like, versions of that happening, So, it's not saying that it's right, but I don't even think it should fucking get there. So anyways, this stuff, basically, all of this stuff coincides. Wherever you are in this world, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, that's where you're going to be. That was another part of, like, what we had talked about in our long couple hours. And I was saying, like, there's some people who go through stuff and they just don't know because they haven't done it. You don't know until you know. And the only way you're going to know is if you fucking, like, go through a lot of things. Like, they don't prepare us at all fucking properly. And that is because they don't want you to succeed. Like, there's nobody up there in your favor. It's just a bunch of bullshit. Fucking favor sim. Like, oh, I'm gonna be your favorite. No, I'm gonna be your favorite. I get the most money. I get the most money. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, don't even aim for that. Like, that's a bullshit, fucked up, you're gonna go to hell type of life. And you're gonna go through hell type of life because karma usually gets you. You have a built-in right or wrong system. You know what's right, you know what's wrong. You know when something don't feel good. Sometimes you do it anyways. And it always bites you in the ass. Stop getting bit if you want to have success or good things come to be. And it's just as easy to go in that direction. But people need to surround themselves with the right reflections. So if you want to improve yourself, but you've grown around a lot of negativity or doubt, and you know, like, you don't have to leave people behind either. Like, you could bring people with you, like, if you want. It's hard sometimes. Some people don't want to go. Some people will fight it or not realize it. But once they see what's capable to be done, you know, then they might start. So if you plant seeds of potential for people, which star seeds, I think we just do. Like, even, like, and some people don't realize, like, there's a girl I know on Facebook, and that's all I know her as, right? Like, she consistently posts every day, just like little memes. She doesn't use it as like a marketing tool or anything like that. Like, it's her personal Facebook. So it's usually just memes that are fucking funny and stupid, but they also have spiritual things to them that make people think a lot or just kind of like see from a different perspective. So I think we could have fucking programmed a lot of society by now by doing that. Because that's what everything is. You're being programmed, and it's what you tune into that you're gonna fucking manifest. So if you want good things, high vibrational things, you've got to surround yourself with that. If you grow up in a low vibrational place, it's gonna take some work. But you can do it. You can get there, and you can, you know, change the patterns in your brain. So this thing was cool because it was like, all right, stand up. All right, so stand up, and if you want to do this thing, it's a neuro-linguistic programming pattern thing. There's a whole bunch of shit to it, but I watched this one thing, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy. He's like, program your subconscious mind to use the power of attraction in your fucking favor. So basically, there's like anchor points and stuff. I guess you can like program a person that, like, when you touch them in a spot, it's like an anchor. I don't know if that's what it really was or not. That's what made me go, because I was like, what are they talking about in the comments of a video? They were trying to say like somebody like touched a person and made the person do something, but I didn't see that as a thing, but I could be wrong. So it was a neuro-linguistic, something linguistic, like, program, okay? He basically has you stand up, and now, if you have any discomfort in your body anywhere at this time, just tension or whatever, you just, like, notice a feeling in your body somewhere. And take a deep breath, and you don't have to be able to see, okay? You just have to know that this is there, or like assign something to this, okay? So wherever the pain in your body is, see it as a color. Whatever first color your subconscious is always going to know instinctively, whatever it is, red, green, yellow, whatever, don't matter. Just assign the color to it, and then you're going to see it as just kind of like all radiating there, right? So grab that and put it up beside you to the right, you know, in the air, as if it's a screen or like a TV in the air, and put a big black box around it. You don't have to see this, you just know it's there. And now, if you remember the old TVs where you could change the, like, stuff on them with the knobs, you could change the channel, you could change the brightness, you could change the contrast, same shit that we do now with our picture editing, right? Brighten it, contrast. If you go all the way over, it's going to go black. If you go all the way over, it's going to go white. Okay? So turn that knob on there and make it to go all the way over to the white. And feel that. Let yourself feel that inside. Can you feel that amplification energy? Okay? Or a shift in the energy? There's something about it should shift. Okay? So feel it in your body. If you allow yourself to just, notice the sensation in your body. Now turn it all the way to the black. Do you feel? It's a subtle thing, man. It's subtle. It's not going to be a big noticeable, whoo. It's subtle, okay? Pay attention to your body. Now, which side, the white or the black, felt higher? And this isn't like a thing, like a racial thing or anything like that. It's just a thing, okay? The white side is like the higher, clear side. The black side is the darker side. Now, you can't have one without the fucking other anyways, okay? They have to coexist. But you can regulate yourself and notice when you're too high or you're too low and shift things. And a lot of times this pain that we hold and these things that are there for us to look at, it could be emotion that's causing it. It could be pent up emotion from the times you didn't fucking cry, from the times that you fucking stuffed it down, didn't speak, felt defeated, thought you was stupid, whatever the fuck it is, whatever's been told to you, whatever's been felt by you, because we perceive things too in our own ways. And so when you're a kid and you're growing up and people ignored you, or they don't care what you're talking about, they didn't show the right interest, they let you down in some way, couldn't be there for you emotionally, that makes you feel certain ways and be certain feelings at different times, and it can impact everything for the rest of your life. Or you could do things like we're doing and heal and raise the vibration and shift and break them out. Journaling will help this. This stuff will help this. So I want you to take that TV thing that's there. And again, now you've felt that it's connected to this sensation in your body. Try to really tune into that if you haven't felt it yet. Close your eyes. Take deep breaths. If you need to redo it from the start, redo it from the start. Like, see yourself just getting grounded. Imagine you're grounding to the earth, to the heart center. Boom. And there's an anchor holding you. If we let that anchor get too heavy, we will never go anywhere. We can't get lift off. It's just going to always be the same. So you need to go to the light man. And when you allow yourself to even just feel your heart, put your hand over your heart, realize that you are alive. There's stuff going on. There's things in there. And a lot of times what's happening to the people who've been through shit is we don't feel safe. We're fighting and flighting and running all the time. But there's nothing to fucking fight or run away from usually. It's just made up shit that we're afraid of maybe possibly happening. I don't know. It's crazy stuff. Like I said, recently I had a person say to me, "Aren't you worried that somebody's going to go off the highway into your house?" Like, dude, I wasn't. But why would you think that? What the fuck? Like, what do you know that I don't? Yeah, I'm aware that we're close. But I don't think we're that fucking close. Hopefully, I don't know. I can see the fucking highway, fence. But I don't think there's a hill. They're going to go over our house if they come. But yeah, because the time that I lived in the other house and the fucking tree fell, that went over the house. It was beside the house. And then it was up and over the top of the house. That doesn't, even the way the wind was directed and shit, it should not have happened. It missed the power lines. It was like, what the fuck? It was so, the tree guy came and told us, like, that doesn't make sense. Because, like, they put stuff down, you know, they cut trees. They know what they're doing with that. We didn't have, like, we had strong winds, but that's, like, the only explanation that would be this, that wind picked this tree up, which was a fucking pretty big-ass tree, and just set it down in front of the house instead of on top of the house. And it was a good fucking distance. It's just not one of those times that I'm like, oh my god, I really think it worked. But I didn't consciously plan for it. I didn't know that was like, and that's usually when things do manifest, is when you're not fucking so focused on it. Because when you focus on shit, you're in the resistance of whatever you're looking at or thinking about or believing or feeling. Like, I don't have that and I'm never gonna, oh my god. Like, you just stay there. Whatever you're telling yourself, I may be waiting. Like, you will fucking wait for the rest of your fucking life if you wait. Because that's the vibration and the frequency that's happening around you. You can't wait. People, like, we procrastinate, we put things off, we don't want to do it. But that comes from, like, if you're doing that stuff, if you're waiting on things or you're putting it off, you're just living your life day to day and you're not happy and you have a plan in place, like, you know something inside of you, I should try that thing. Like, you know, try it out, man. Try it out. Don't wait. Sometimes I think what the problem is, everybody's afraid of, like, other people knowing or something. That, you know what I mean? Like, they let that bother them. I don't give a fuck anymore. I did. I used to care really bad. Oh my god. Like, I don't want people to think I'm weird. Especially people that you knew from before. Like, when you were normal, you know, just a normal plugged in sheep. Bye. Just doing your thing with the rest of the sheep. Yeah. Stop doing that. And it was hard to put yourself out there and say the stuff that you fucking experience and feel, the stuff that a lot of people don't want to acknowledge, because they fucking don't, like, the way that everybody is about it shows that you're fucking pre-programmed about it. There's, like, this built-in thing inside of you that's like, if I talk about UFOs, they're gonna think I'm a fucking weirdo hillbilly that's stupid and has no IQ and is like a dunce. It doesn't know right from wrong or left. It was probably just a train and they're stupid. You know, that's what they want others to look at that stuff about. But then when the people who go through that shit go through it, they're like, holy fuck, oh my god, I don't want to tell anybody because they're going to fucking not believe me, because it doesn't sound fucking believable because of what your pre-program tells you. So, unfucking plug that program or all programs. Like, you know, do a system reboot. However you need to perceive things to be, to make the change inside of you, is usually something that it depends, you know, and it comes from what you're consuming and what you're eating and thinking and feeling and knowing and hearing. Even music, man. They fucking made music illegal. Certain frequencies illegal to use because they don't want you to change your frequency. Music, solfeggio tones, like the megahertz, those you know, soft meditations. Find the ones that induce different states of consciousness. Theta state is when you reprogram and learn a whole new system. And if you can do that, you can change everything. There was a man who came up with this system. He was like, his kids were doing bad in school, so he was like, alright, I'm gonna try to fucking help them with their brain. And he started doing these like things with them, and the girl at one point started answering questions he was asking in his mind. Like, he never verbalized a question. She would give the answer. And he was like, what the fuck? So he contacted somebody that was in the field of, like, ESP, extrasensory perception. And the thing where they, like, change, like, you can go to other locations, okay? You can project your fucking consciousness to places where you are not consciously sitting. And you can connect to the place and the thing perceive it and feel it. And they pay people or like go through these long ass fucking things, these projects. And a lot of this stuff has been released. It's public fucking domain now. Like, you can go read and learn what the CSI has done and like the fucking project this, project that. There's people who are famous people who try to tell people all the time, like, hey, they're programming you. That's why it's called TV programming. Like, there's a narrative that you're gaining, you're falling right into your fucking thing, usually, If you find yourself falling into a place that doesn't really feel good at your heart and soul, you probably should not stay there, because it's easy to allow yourself to, like, even just feel like that's your role as a human. Like, I'm just this person. I'm no better than this. Or I don't know. And I think just certain things attract certain things. But you don't have to remain there. And there's nothing wrong with wherever you are either. And I think that's what people also need to realize is, like, if you want to wear what you wear, do what you do, think what you think, feel what you feel, and activities that you do, however they are, whatever they are, wherever you go, it shouldn't fucking concern anybody else but you and how you feel. I don't think enough people live in that way because we want to please others. We are, group animals. We want other people to, like, approve us. Or we want love. We want, a lot of times, what our inner fucking child is like, I never got. So whatever you didn't get and however you coped with that, you got to give it to yourself. But let's start with that thing again, okay? So find in your body, getting grounded, boom. And when I say that, just like a hook or like see roots going down into the earth, all the layers, all the levels, boom, boom, boom. Take your time, allow yourself to feel stuff. Like, if you have not done that yet, you can sit with your back straight and have your energy go straight down from the spine. A lot of times in the beginning, I would fall asleep anytime I tried to do any type of meditation. But the more I got into doing it, like as a routinely thing every day at night, I would go to bed, put my things in, boop, boop, and listen to certain playlists. And then it was like I would get further and further every time. Sometimes it would be like 1 week of this particular meditation, and then I finally found a couple that worked, And it's like you just can see, like you prove to yourself, okay, this is the thing that we can do, cool, all right. And then it's a little bit easier sometimes to do these things once I just looked down, it's 27:59. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, they want to make sure I saw that fucking 27, telling you. It's been nonstop this week. Like, there's 127 comments on this fucking comment board from 27 weeks ago with 27 views and 27 fucking likes and 27 fucking shares and 27,000 of these, and I'm like, 127, 27, I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know what you're trying to do to me. But it does add up to my number. I'm like, are you guys reminding me that I don't have to do this forever? That I can leave soon and come home because I hate it here. That's basically how I feel a lot of the times. But, again, vibration, frequency, gotta make the best of it while you're here. So, you gotta fucking program yourself, fix your TV up. Alright, now ground, get down there, cord, boom. Here we go. Feel your heart. Scan your body from your head to your toes. Slowly scan. And find anywhere that you get tension. It could be in your jaw, it could be in your shoulders, it could be in your back, your hips. People who hold trauma in their body usually hold it in their back or their spine or their neck or their hips, their pelvis area, their with me, fucking feet. I know what the feet is. I'm like, I know what it is. They're like, dude, you need to fucking stop going on this path over here and go on this one over here. I'm like, all right, fine, okay. But it's hard to stay or know all the time. Like, I'm telling you, the shamanic path, when spirit wants you on it, you don't get to say no. You don't get to not do it. You have to. Or they will, like, you will suffer, you will struggle and die, like a slow, miserable death. So, if you get called to the shaman path, I'm sorry, man. I know how it is. It's not fun sometimes. It literally, like, has built within it the hermit. You know, you're the hermit, man. You're gonna be by yourself all the fucking time, because that's the only place you feel safe, you know? Because this world is too much. Plus, people who come in on a like time where it's like, well, I don't want to come back. I don't want kids. I don't want to make more contracts. Like, it's very fucking clear to me when I have a new contract that's trying to, like, show up in my life, or an old contract before I fucking knew what contracts were. I'm not accepting, like, a bunch of those things, okay? Because I don't want karma. And every time you let people in, something always fucks up because of our brain problems. So we need to just forgive, heal, compassion, accept, love. You know, it's sometimes you're going to get hurt and sometimes it's going to suck. But you're better off to just be like a good person and do your best to get through whatever you go through, and know that you deserve to be happy and have good things. And a lot of times, if you don't believe that, you don't attract that. And because you don't attract that, you get more of the bad. So if there's anywhere in your body that you feel tension or pain or whatever, just your subconscious is going to tell you where to go. It may be a subtle, like, I don't know, I guess my foot, or I guess my ass, or I guess my whatever it is. Just take it. And then the first color that comes to mind, assign that color to it. You don't have to be able to see this. Just imagine that you're taking that color from your body. You're going to splat it right up in front of you on the screen, or make it a screen, okay? Make it like a TV. And it's got your energy there. It's just there, okay? Put a black box around that energy and see the knobs. Now turn it all the way to contrast so that it's white. And notice the sensation in your body. Has it changed? Has it shifted? Has it risen? Has it fallen? Like, what do you perceive of that shift? Then shift it all the way to the black. And you notice how you feel. Do you feel like a sinking or a drop or a, I don't know. It's just however you perceive it. You're not wrong, okay? It's however you perceive it. Now, you can take this box, this screen, and you can shrink it way down. Notice the feeling when you shrink it down. Does it lessen? Now take that box and push it way out, as big as you can take it. And do you notice the amplification of that energy in your body? So now take it down, again, back to the normal size. And then crush it. Take it all the way down and crush it. Crumple it up and toss it over your shoulder. And it's gone. How's the spot in your body? Is it still there? Or has it at least lessened from what it was? Now, because you've thrown it, tossed it over your shoulder, see if you can retrieve that back. You can't. So if you do this with all the things inside of you, as well as like listening to Theta music, or affirmations on a list of Theta music, or make your own fucking recording of you speaking, because your voice is the one that's usually in you, if you have one. I don't know, there's people out there that don't have a fucking voice. I'm like, what are you? You're not even, I don't know what you are, but that ain't normal. Like, how do you not have a voice, man? Mine doesn't shut up. It's never not there. it runs like all these simultaneous fucking shit shows of like weird movies, quotes. If you say the right word at the right time, I'm gonna fucking sing a song. It's weird. Other people do it. We have like 1,000 tabs open in our brain. My sister comes over and sees my computer. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because there's 1,000 open in my computer too. There's some app though, or something people said, 100 tabs or something. One of those plugins. If you go to the Google store, there's a Google store. I don't know if anybody doesn't know this. There's a Google store, okay? The Google store for Chrome has a lot of little extras. Like you can make some fancies around for different things. Like, you know, you see people do their fancies, I'm sure. Like they have a weird fucking font that they type in everywhere that's different from like the main system. They know how to like do the HTML coding. A lot of stuff is just basic stuff, but they're like anything you find that you're like, oh, I wish that was free. There is usually a free version of it, or some way to get it free, you know, like, or at least get like what you need of it for free. Because people are like, oh fuck, I need this for one time only. I'm like, do a fucking free trial, man. Get rid of that email. Just have like a free trial email. Like I have one email assigned to just like spam mail. I'm like, yeah, I'm not giving you my fucking real email because you suck. And you're just gonna spam me, and now they text you. My phone is probably has like 70. Yeah, last time I saw it was 72, not 27. It was 72 unopened text messages. It's so fucking horrible. I hate it. I'm like, stop talking to me, man. I'm very grateful. Okay, very grateful that there's that many notifications to be had, okay? But it is overwhelming on your brain, and it does shut you down after a while. You're just like, I need help. I can't do this. I cannot maintain, especially when you get fucking Lyme disease, like, you know. And it seems to me that even if you don't get, like, bit by a fucking tick, which is what happened to me, it wasn't just like, oh, my body decided to fucking fail on me. They attacked me from the outside. So, you know, it's not like I'm like predispositioned to fucking have a horrible time. That's a literal weapon of war that they started in Connecticut, which is very next to Massachusetts. So there's a lot of ticks here that have it. And I just saw a lady the other day. Her dog got it. My dogs have had it. Well, not all of them. There's some of them, like, there's a shot that, I guess, for fucking dogs, we have figured out how to, like, protect them or something, but we can't do it for people. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this place? Like, there's no cure. There's nothing you can do. We don't know what it's going to do to you. It's like an experiment. We're going to see. Justin Bieber's face went numb. What's yours going to do? Oh, your foot's going to fall off? Cool. Like, oh, your skin's peeling off your body? That's nice. Having a fun time. You can't feel yourself. You're swelling and bloated. Whoa. Like, you don't know what it's going to be like for any day of the week. Arthritis pain randomly, just sometimes. Like, it's, people don't, it's like you always hurt. There's never a time that it doesn't hurt. But when you do have sensitivities to things, you're more susceptible to end up with things similar to this, like MS or just whatever. Like, there's a lot of things that people end up having. Even anxiety in itself is, like, debilitating for some people. Some people have, like, their coping mechanisms from being through trauma or being through life where they can't live life the way that a lot of other people can. But they can get themselves to if they want to. Like, there's people who have been, like, blind, and they give them eyesight with these types of programs of shifting the belief systems, of changing what you're believing about this reality. 99.99999% of an atom is energy, and it's 0.0000001% of mass. That's our reality, because you're made up of atoms, and I'm made up of atoms. And atoms are just like these little balls of energy. And that's it. There's like one little tiny bit of mass. But because we focus on that, we've created an entire fucking infrastructure here in the vastness of all that there is within a system, which everything is systems. Anything that usually works is a system. You have to keep things in a certain way for it to be really aligned in this place. You know, when you look at reality, if you go out and you look at the stars at night and you just sit out there and you do that long enough, you will start to realize that there's a lot of unknown than there is known. As above, so below. Like, we know nothing. We know, like, a little blip. But we know nothing. For sure. Nobody does. There's unanswerables. Science would like to give you some answers. But they don't ever satisfy. There cannot be the satisfaction of, okay, maybe you evolved or whatever. Or okay, maybe this planet did whatever it did with the Big Bang. But what the fuck was that? Where did that come from? You know? How did that come to be? What the fuck is this? Why are we here? What are we doing? What are we supposed to do? What can we do? You know? There's a lot here. And when kids come in, they're usually more turned in and tuned on and knowing shit. And it was funny because I said to that guy, he had a 4-year-old. And I was like, that's the time, man. I'm like, be careful, because you can fuck them up forever and not even mean to by ignoring them or something. Like, but in a malicious way. Like, if you have kids, don't fucking freak yourself out, because anything you do wrong is reversible. And if they're young enough, that's a great amount of time for you to reverse what you've already done. So reverse that shit while you reverse your shit. And know that it can be better. Especially if you have, like, people, I've seen a lot of people, like, if you set them aside and they don't share their name and nobody's going to know it was them, because God fucking forbid that anybody knows anything. That's a protective thing that people do because they've always been probably exploited or taken advantage of, taken for granted, or they don't believe that they're good enough to be seen. Those are the kids that were ignored. Because somewhere in your brain you decided that you were better off, you know, maybe seen but not heard, or heard but not seen. It depends on the situation. Some kids were just totally X'd out. And other kids, it was like 50-50. And other kids, it was 100% from both people. Unless you have that fucking down pat and you know for sure, 1,000 fucking percent, and you can't really know that with people, because people are people. People change. But if you decide to have a child, try to fucking know that the person that you're doing that with is 100. And you're 100. And maybe you're not both 100, whatever. Like, maybe you're only 80%, but that's really what you want to do. At least make sure you got something between your head before you consciously, like, I know people end up surprised. But try not to surprise yourself in a place where it's going to get difficult. Because people take things out on their kids that they don't even fucking know or realize or, like, understand the impact of. Like, if you grew up and, you know, money was tight, they could have said things out of frustration to you that was, like, making you feel like it was your fault, that you shouldn't even exist, sorry I'm alive, like, about, you know, taking too long of a shower, or whatever. If you don't approach that in a healthy fucking way, people respond in an unhealthy way, and they go and create more unhealthy people. Because that's what they're used to, and they usually attract other people that are used to that shit too. Occasionally that doesn't happen. Sometimes you get pulled out, you get saved. Like, oh, this is what normal life is? Okay. Fit in early. Understand. Like, and then that's the thing too. Like, a lot of times if you grow up, like, I think, I'm going to say it's safe to say, because I've had a lot of people come to me, talk to me, and they're like, yeah, my mother too. Like, they went through that shit. You guys know. Or something like that. Like, there was the starseeds are like, hey, something fucked up happened pretty gone, like, early on, and it just, like, kind of stayed that way. Not completely fucked, not completely bad, but not, like, the best. And because of that, it fucks with you too. I saw a thing today, it was like, the girl said, people who grew up with, like, what you needed, like, maybe, like, you had a shower. You got that shot. But they made you fucking feel bad about it. You didn't feel like you were worthy of it. So having it and taking care of somebody physically is one fucking thing. But making them feel the way that you do, if you're toxic to that child and to yourself, because that's usually what it is. People are toxic to themselves. They don't know how to show another person how to care about themselves the right way because they hate themselves. So we have a society of people hating themselves and just learning this trait from each other. But that's also coming down that long fucking line of things ahead of you or people above you that make you feel small, so that you stay small, so you stay in that dark energy. But you can turn the light up in your life. You can bring that pillar in, invite it in, surround you, cut your fucking cords. Don't let people manipulate you. And that's the thing too, like when you've been through it, you're more willing or more apt to put up with it, or not see it or recognize it for what it is sometimes for too long. Like, I love you so much, even though you fucking basically, just kill me. You're just gonna kill me and I'm gonna love you. And then one day you may realize, like, oh, wait a minute, this is really fucked up. Like, I can't take any more. That's gonna push me over the edge. Because that does kind of happen to people. It's like when you fucking hurt somebody over and over, lie to somebody over and over, manipulate somebody over and over, they do give up. I stayed for 10 fucking years with my ex. It was not exactly that long. It was just like, it felt like a fucking decade of my life was gone by the time I left there. And because it was a long time for somebody that's young too. Like, I don't remember how old I was. I think I was like 23 or 24 when I met him. And I was, I think just about 34 when he left. It's been 6 years since I've left there. And this is the first time in my life I've been single. And when you come out of narcissistic abuse, you fucking question your own reality. You question yourself. Am I bad? Am I a bad person? Like, no, you've been traumatized. You've been in fight or flight mode. You're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to do what you can do to fucking make it in this world. And everybody you've ever let in or fucking came around or whatever ended up stabbing you in the back or hurting you or making you feel bad. I know that I probably played a part in all of it. I know nobody's ever innocent in their life. Because you have to show up to that game and play whatever's playing out for you to have things go one way or the other. And how you show up is going to determine where you end up or what happens or what plays out. And sometimes there is unfair shit and sucky things like narcissists. And there is times where people do get jealous. And they don't want you to succeed. And when that happens, you can't stay there out of like their fucking discomfort that you're doing good at something. If you just allow yourself to be you, because most of these people who get this way, you're creative. You're the ones that change the fucking world because you have a vision. You see something different. You've been forced to because you've had to experience the fullness of your emotions when you're a child and deal with it on your own a lot of times and suppress and bury and try. You've seen what beauty is in a different way. You've probably wanted to die at times. Like you've had the vastness and the depths of dark to then come out and know the light. And then sometimes you dip back down, and that's defeating, and it's just not a fun time. Because when you wake up, that's like the fucking highest high of your life. Oh my God. You unplug from that fucking bullshit. And it can be traumatizing in itself because you're like, oh my God, my whole fucking life is a lie. Everything from the day that I've been born to now is just bullshit. Nobody knows what they're talking about for sure, 100%. All the shit that they want you to not do or stay away from, or like you did have at one time, no problem, has been taken away, manipulated, and changed. Your food is modified. Your school system is set up to prepare you for the slavery. Because of what you get charged on your shit for your credit, which is like this stupid, that in itself is another one of those competitions for who's cool, who's got the best score, these tests that you're set up with. But hey, nobody told you about that in college or fucking high school or any of your classes. Let's find out calculus and all these other fucking weird random bullshit facts. Like Christopher Columbus, no he fucking didn't. He didn't do shit. He was stupid. He thought he was going to go off the fucking edge of the world, first of all. Second of all, there's already people here. You can't discover that land. It don't belong to you. It doesn't belong to them. They're just on it. It's just what it is. It's just here. We just shouldn't be fucking, oh, here's some paper. I'm going to claim all of this now. You have more paper? Okay. Now you claim all of that. I only share with people who have this much paper. What the fuck is wrong with you? Your paper does nothing. It's stupid. It has nothing to it, no sustenance. It's not going to ever get you the things that fill you from within. You can get the things from the outside. You can get the nice house and the nice car and the nice watch and the nice whatever. You can even buy people, which is another form of slavery. You can manipulate in that level, on that frequency, and be a fucking weirdo that, like, lets that happen to you too. Like, there's the vastness between those two things. You have to be totally weird side of the opposite spectrums for that. Like, hey, I want to be the person that controls others with money. And the other one's like, I want to be the one that's controlled by money. But that's really like what all of us are doing. The most murders on this planet have been for money. Not like in the name of God. Not in the, like, think about that, dude. That's what the statistics say. Now I'm like, we've had wars in the name of God, but more people have died over money. Like, what? What are we calculating? Because, like, if that, I want to know for sure. But I did hear that, and it doesn't surprise me. I don't even think that the war god fights are, like, really what they say they are. I think that's usually money, bullshit, lies, deception. Look at this, woohoo. Whenever they're doing weird shit and trying to get everybody to pay attention to something, like the Johnny Depp case, something else is usually playing out. Something big that nobody ever fucking really gets to know about. It's like one of those things that people hear through the grapevine or something, but they never, like, see an official thing on it, but it becomes like a well-known thing. That's because this world is fucked up and you're in your little clubs of popularity. But usually the more popular people, or whatever they're fucking doing up there at that top, is not normal. It's not healthy. It's not good. I don't even know. It's like I said before. You can choose the light, or you can choose the dark in your life. You don't have to understand everything for you to know that it's there. And you are responsible for the frequency that you emit. And due to that frequency that you emit, that's what you're going to attract. So if you can find the ways to make the change to that place inside that does the bad and the good, and try to just even be neutral sometimes. Being neutral attracts. When you're not in the opposite vibration and frequency of something, it allows it to come easily. Your outcomes can get better, and the more that you do that, and the more that you rise through that, the easier it becomes. And I have a few minutes before this hits the mark on it, but I have my two little book things that I printed out, my tarot workbook and my manifesting little planner. It's like a 25-page printout PDF download, and the other one, the tarot one, is an 88-page. It's tarot or oracle. I'm going to make a video and show those, because I know there's a lot of people who've purchased and they wanted to see me, like, do an example, because I don't know, will prompt some people to even just fucking use the thing. If you're like me with ADHD and weirdness, you're like, I can't do it unless you do it with me. That's shadowing. Some of us need that. You just need somebody to be there physically for you to get a lot more done. And it sucks, because without it, you often will go into paralysis or, like, places of just doubt, and you don't get much done there. But I'm going to do that, and then I have some private things I've got to get back to people. Somebody purchased one of the, doing like this channeling, like this art channeling thing, where she's doing the Starseed one, so it's going to be like her origins, so make an art for that, and then a video to help her with her focus, and it's like my guided sound healing meditation, like a custom one of those with activation for her specifically, surrounding whatever she's doing or whatever she would like to do. In her case, she's trying to figure out who she is, which is how a lot of people find me. It's like, I see into the depths of your soul. Okay, here we go. That's what happened with that guy. Like, I just know who you are after a few moments of like hearing his voice and stuff, talking. Like, the first thing I asked him, I'm like, you weren't by any chance diagnosed ADHD? He was like, yeah. And it just went from there. And I told him pretty quickly on in the call, I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're a starseed from Sirius. And then I deduced from there that he most definitely is, because it was like, he's a singer. He writes his own songs. He's an emotional dude. Like, a lot of them don't do that. And he's not, like, afraid to. He's cool about, he wants to, like, dress himself in certain ways, put colors in his hair, put tattoos on his body. Those are all fucking things of the Syrians. And I was like, oh my God, the more that he told me, the more I was sure. So I just kind of like connect with a lot of people. So even if you hear these words, you're most likely a starseed. And what I've said about going outside and standing your ass under those stars is your ticket in, to connecting more. You got to go within. Stop running away from you and just find yourself within yourself by checking in. Spend some time alone. If you're in toxic things, patterns, relationships, same shit playing out, different people even can do the same thing over and over. You gotta reboot. You gotta clear out the hard drive. Get a new system downloaded in there. Okay? So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I also had a couple of private readings to get back, but I will be back soon. In Renee, namaste.